Hey guys, this is Bobby Davis. I'm here in beautiful Kernersville, North Carolina, the tech capital of the world. I am the founder and CEO of Coder Foundry and Cortex, and today I'm joined by Kevin Doyle, our extraordinary producer. Hey Kevin, how you doing?
Good. How are you? I try.
You try?
I try to be extraordinary.
Well, that intro is sweet though. Even though it makes Adam buy lottery tickets, but it's a sweet intro.
We still need your numbers, Adam. You still got to share your lottery numbers with us, maybe they'll win.
That's cool. So, if you're out there today, and you're a graphic designer, give us another background. We'd like to change our backgrounds up. Put us a background out here. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe put it in the Discord channel.
That'd be cool.
Let's rep that Discord channel.
Yeah. Speaking of Discord channel, Let me put up the little link here too. We have a little. Hold on. Let me copy this first, and I'll put it in chat too.
Okay, cool. Does it change every day, or is it we got a permanent one?
Nah, it's a permanent one now. Yeah, okay, it changed the first day, but this is now the permanent one, which could be better. But that's just the way that you got to get a whole bunch of what do they call them? Like sponsors for the Discord channel before you can get a vanity one.
So, a channel boost. We need y'all to
a channel boost. That's it, channel boost. I couldn't think of the name, but channel boost. But you can get like 30 of these things.
30, yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So maybe we'll never do that.
We want to ask though, hey, we were about 90. Let's get to 100 Discord people today. So if you haven't joined on Discord, give us 10 people.
Yeah, please do. That'd be cool. Yeah, we hit 90 in a couple of days. Yeah. So that's cool. And
so Brian, if you're listening, get your mom to get on the Discord channel.
I haven't seen him today. He hasn't commented. I don't know if Brian's here today. I don't know if he's here. So, but hey, some other people are. So Adam's here, of course. Yeah. Adam's the mod on our Discord channel. So be nice to Adam, or he'll kick you out or whatever.
Hammer bang.
Beth's here too. Hey Beth. Talal's back again. Glenn's here. Frankie. Hey people, happy Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. That's cool.
Hey Frankie, how you doing? Happy Friday.
Raphael's here again too. Hope he's wearing the hat.
Yeah, wearing the hat.
Steen's here. Wilfredo's here. Yusef. It's cool. The whole crowd's back.
All right, cool.
David's here. Fury's here. Everybody's here. It's a good Friday.
It is good.
So I got a package yesterday.
Okay.
I know we didn't talk about this before, but
that's all right. No, that's okay. It's just,
I got a package yesterday. So what better than when you were in quarantine to get like a package of like awesome snack food?
Okay.
From your like home country.
Okay.
So I ordered a bunch of snack food. There's this British like grocery store online thing, and you can order these snack foods. So anybody that's
what's that bar that everyone likes and bring England, that candy bar. I forget. Never mind. Show me what you got.
But anyway, these are like kids' food for adults.
Okay.
They're like little chocolate candies, and anybody that's that Dairy Milk giant buttons. They got to be giant because if they're not giant, then it's the kids version.
Okay.
But super good. So that was in my little box. Anybody here that's I think you get them in Canada too, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, but you can't get them here. So legit good.
So if you want to put something in the Discord channel, your favorite snack food in your country, give us pictures.
That'd be awesome. Or I'll put the address in the Discord channel. You can send us your favorite snack food.
Send us some snack
and we'll eat them on here.
We'll eat them. If you send us some snack food from your home country, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll put that on Discord. That'd be super interesting.
That'd be great. But if you're in the U.S., I've eaten a Milky Way before, so I don't need one of those.
Okay.
Just international snack foods. Just kind of cool.
Milky Way's different though.
Okay.
It's
really
different.
Overseas, really? It's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just so you know.
Actually, hey, I'll eat anything people send me. So all right,
Mariana. Look, Mariana's here too. Look.
She's one of our. She's a recruiter out at Coder Foundry. So hey, Mariana, how you doing? So that's kind of cool.
Let me see. We've got some others here. The Rad Life or the Rad Life. That's cool. Oh, and he loves those too, or she loves those. That's cool. Me too.
Okay, maybe she's from England.
That's why I ordered them. Yeah. Maybe that's why I ordered them. Tech with Estevan's back too. That's cool.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Either David. We'll take either.
Either one. We want Switzerland snacks.
Yeah, what's a good? Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe we can even get them here. Just tell us what they are. Maybe we can find them.
Cool. David, we were talking about you the other day that we feel like we're friends now, and we found a taco joint in Switzerland called Homies.
After we talked about that, we did go and look at it, and we're like, I wonder if they really have that there, because maybe if not, we'll open one.
Yeah, and we think it's in your town. like Lucerne or whatever it is. Like we think it's in your town. We were looking.
Yeah, you need.
When we said.
Yeah, you need to look up Homie's Tacos. They look legit.
They look legit.
It did look legit. It looks super good.
So.
We'll do the memes later on. We asked you guys to post memes in the Discord channel too. So we'll talk about them later. After we've spoken to our guests, because we have a guest today. We do. So let me bring in Jessica.
Yeah, this is Jessica Dean, and she is not a recent, but she's been out of Coder Foundry for a while. So hey, Jessica,
what's a while? How many years?
About almost 3 years. Yeah.
3 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's awesome. What are you doing right now, like other than sit on your couch talking to us?
Well, from my couch, I can see my desk, where I'm right now working remotely, like a lot of us are, for Bank of America in Charlotte.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Bank of America. Can you tell us what like division you're in, or like are you mortgage or?
So I'm in like the global markets section, and our team is kind of spread over a handful of locations, including India, England, and my team mostly just works with India, Charlotte, Dallas, and New Jersey, kind of New York, New Jersey area.
Okay.
But when we have the next level up calls, we're talking to people all over, including Hong Kong and, like I said, London and Ireland. So
okay. What is global markets for people out there that don't understand banking?
So it's basically one of the big projects that we were working on. Well, what I do doesn't really touch a lot of the cool stuff that bankers are doing, but we mostly see like the names of the PowerPoint presentations that they're making. And one of those projects was having to do with Brexit. So just any of Bank of America's stuff that's happening, not domestically, basically.
Okay, cool.
Let's not talk about Brexit. Sore subject.
Yeah. All I know is that we had to push back on, we had to keep updating different parts of our application. And
yeah, I'm sure it was. I'm sure that was a big deal. Like they just pulled out of a country, said we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you. So it's kind of cool. I remember meeting you, and your cohort is fond of my memory. And my wife says hello, by the way. So
good. Yeah, I said hi too. I was thinking about it.
So back in the day, you came into Coder Foundry and you had a French degree. How did you get from like being like a French major in college, and what prompted you to like even go on the coding journey or go to a boot camp or whatever you did?
Yeah, so I've obviously always had a passion for languages. I just knew I took German as well in college, took Spanish in high school. And so, cut to Coder Foundry, when I started learning, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm using so many of my second language learning skills in learning C#. Okay. But, kind of while I grew up, I just always had a computer in my room, and I loved it. I played internet games. My dad worked for a printing shop and would give me bootleg Dreamweaver copies. And I was really into, as a lot of us were in the early 2000s, boy bands. And I wanted to have my very own NSYNC fan page. That's what I was looking on the internet. So I wanted one. So I have, fond memories of learning the different hex codes for the colors to style my website. And
okay,
kind of developed.
So NSYNC was really what got you going.
You know what?
That's funny. Right. So from NSYNC to Bank of America.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a logical progression.
Right. And so did you find like picking up a foreign language? You mentioned that a little bit. I'm interested in that. Like, did you find like learning like C# was that easier for you because of foreign languages, or how did you make that leap?
Yeah, the parallels of we talk about syntax, we talk about structure. There's rules of how the logic needs to be put together. And when I minored in linguistics. Mm-hmm. So the breaking down of how a sentence comes together and how languages, make sense to people, that I saw a lot of parallels there.
Okay, cool. All right. That's awesome. So let's talk about like you exited. You had a bunch of friends here. I think, are you still hanging out with those girls? You had 3 girlfriends, and then I remember that just back in the day.
So I'm in really good touch with, really close in touch with Christina, and she actually just had a baby.
Okay, that's cool.
So, which is really exciting because, me and Brianna and Christina, we call ourselves the baby geniuses.
I like it.
I like it.
I like group names in the cohort. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny too because like the first day I remember like I saw them sitting there, but I was like, I'm not just gonna sit with the other girls, I'm gonna sit in the front and like, but then like by day 3 I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit back there with them, and it was awesome. It was just like so great to have people to lean on, and Brianna actually moved back to Denver. From Greensboro originally, but she's back in Denver now, and she loves what she does too.
Yeah, she's coding too in Denver, so that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about your first job. What was your first job like when you rolled out and you left Coder Foundry? You got a job. What was that like?
Well, I was really lucky to work for a company. Well, actually, I should say I really had this experience at the different opportunities I've had that they really just wanted to mentor someone. They were just excited. And I found that to be true about most senior developers is that they may be opinionated in the way that they code, but they love helping you. Mm-hmm. And so, I still use stuff that I learned in those weeks at Coder Foundry every day at my job now.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. All right. And so I think it was a car company. Is that right? I'm trying to do it from memory. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's interesting though. You've worked at several places now. Have you learned anything by going from like one company to another one? Did you learn lots of different things in that?
Yes. One of the first things that comes to mind is we focus a lot on how the projects are managed and source control. Mm-hmm. So each company has had a sort of different style of how projects are managed, and then their different source control process, if it's Git flow, if it's whatever system that they're using there. So that's always something that when I have started a new project, I know I need to figure out what's going to be, specific to this company.
Right. Okay, cool. So like then you left there. Why did you leave your first job? Because one times we talk to people a lot and they think the first job out of Coder Foundry has to be perfect. And so like, what would you say to someone who thinks when they're learning to code that their first job has to be the perfect role?
I would say, and Natasha at Coder Foundry this is exactly what she had said. She was like, you just get in there and you get the experience. And that first year, it flew by. And I felt like even in the first 3 months, I had gotten some amazing experience. Mm-hmm. And just getting your hands on a real live project. I mean, trust me, like I am not the type of person, I get along really well with everyone, but trust me, I am very picky.
Right.
Like I know I feel like I'm good with people because I do have a background in customer service a little bit, but you just got to put in the time and figure out how to work with people. And, a lot of us, I think, who liked computer science, we never really loved the whole time in class where we'd be on assigned team projects. Mm-hmm. I remember not really liking that, but that's what it is. Okay. And so it was just great to get my hands on a real project. Even if I wasn't, crazy about the car dealership industry, that was
exactly.
That was yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy I had it.
Yeah. So when you were there, were you working on their website then? Is that what it was? Their inventory website, that kind of stuff?
Yes. So there was a handful of applications. One of them was the customer-facing website, which was tied to not only their internal inventory system, but external feeds that they were sending information out to as well. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That's kind of cool. And so then you moved on, and we won't say the customer's name here because we're working with them currently. So what happened there? What was your experience at your second role? Like, what did you decide? Why did you move from your first role? Like, what was it?
So for me, because I've, my friend Christina, she stayed with her same company and loved it. She just wanted to get in with one company and really learn, and she's just been really happy there.
Yeah.
And I, on the other hand, I just wanted to try something different. Yeah. I kind of tell that the people who were at my first job, like, they're like family there.
Yeah.
And they like people there that are going to become family and really learn how to be developers for that company, which I'm sure a lot of companies do.
Yeah.
But I had a different vision for what I wanted to do. And I could tell that if I stayed with that company, I would miss out on learning different things.
Right.
And so I hit about a year, and then I said, okay, what else is out there,
Exactly. Okay, cool. So you stayed that other place for about a year, I think, or something like that too, right?
Yeah, less than a year, and that had a little more to do with my personal life. My boyfriend, who's also working from home right now, and I think on a conference call in the other room.
Okay, cool.
So he had unfortunately gotten laid off. He's a graphic designer. He had gotten laid off, and he, wasn't really tied to the Greensboro area. Neither of us have family there. He had just gotten a sweet job there, and when he got laid off, he started looking around, found something in Charlotte. So I went ahead and put in at least 6 months, because I had just switched over to my previous job.
Yeah.
I tried to put in at least a good 6-7 months there, and then started looking in Charlotte. And it took about a week for me to find my job here.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. How long? How was that process like? Because a lot of times we talk about it a lot, and people don't believe it. Tell us how easy that was.
Yeah. Well, my first job, I think I interviewed and got the offer that same day. Right. Same thing happened the second job, and same thing happened with Bank of America.
Okay. But it took you about a week or so to find B of A, be a Bank of America gig.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the offer came the same day as the interview, but, with Bank of America, they have the hiring process is long, because they do background checks, and you're working through a recruiter that's working with their, internal system. Mm-hmm. So there's just a lot more layers.
Right.
In a smaller company.
All right, cool. And so, let's see if we got some questions here, Kevin. We'll ask her some questions. I think one just came in here.
Yeah, we have one question down here. What's the thing that companies look for in a junior dev? Is it more of passion or more of skills?
Why do you think they hired you in your first role? What do you think it was?
I think it's because I showed that I was willing to listen and learn, and that I was trainable. And I was at that job too. I was able to sit in on when they took on a couple more juniors after I had been there about a year. Mm-hmm. It was a small team, so we kind of all talked about the hiring process together. And when we were talking about different candidates, it was like, okay, yes, technical skills do matter. I mean, but I think that kind of goes without saying that you have to have skills. If you go through Coder Foundry, you will. So after that part, you don't know it all. You're gonna have the technical training that you need, but you absolutely have to go in with the attitude that you don't know it all.
Right. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, exactly. So like more passion, commitment to learning. I call it commitment to craft.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Dracula has a question. So
yeah. Well, hold on. This is Dracula says I have great taste. It's not Dracula himself. This is somebody. Dracula complimented this guy. So they're in Rock Hill. So that's interesting. Yeah. 30 minutes south of Charlotte. I know where that is too.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, what stack
are you using? What are you doing out there in Bank of America?
So I use almost exactly what I learned, besides just an older version of just a little older. So we use Microsoft Tech Stack, so SQL Server, C#, and some JavaScript. Okay. There are other applications sort of like in our sphere. I mean, there's a lot of Java applications, Angular JS stuff. I work a little bit on those applications, but I mostly just work on the big old C# application.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so .NET and C#.
Mm-hmm.
Still using MVC, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. All right.
Here you go. Glenn is asking, are you remote only because of COVID or remote all the time?
That's a good question. So it was kind of wild. Like the first week, it was like, oh, we'll stay home if you want to. And the next day it was like, actually, everyone has to be in the office because we don't know what's going on. And then it took about 2 weeks of kind of just like stay home if you want to being mandatory stay at home. So in my experience, Bank of America is not remote friendly, but we honestly don't know if that's going to change forever. And so answer your question, just because of COVID, but I love working remotely, and I hope more companies get on that.
Did you have to set up a workstation, or what did you do to get comfortable at home?
It's funny, actually. You know, and I took a photo of it back in the day when I was in Coder Foundry. I had, you know, when I was on my Coder Foundry, like, got my setup with my little keyboard, and I had similar to stuff I had brought into the building. I just kind of recreated that.
Okay, cool.
It was nice to have that stuff set up.
I think that's real important to have a place to go to when you're working from home. Like, you actually have to physically get up. I like when I was working from home, I like to get up, shower, put on work clothes, and then walk to the place, you know. Yeah. And like you're going to work or something. The commute.
A lot of people are having to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a lamp that I turn on at the beginning of the day, and then I turn it off at the end of the day. That's like,
I like that.
Cool. I like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah. All right. Shutting her down or starting her up. I like it. I like it. Cool.
That is a good idea. Okay. Here's a question from Jack. What kind of projects do you think helped the most to get your first job?
So it was funny because during my cohort, I don't know if you guys are still teaching the car finder API.
Okay, we're not, but yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so at my first job, I was applying to a car dealership. So I was like, I'm trying to make something just like this. But in addition to that, I mean, obviously that was pretty, you know, serendipitous that I would be doing that. But just knowing, like, all of the secure applications that we did, like, you know, logging in and all that, that is huge.
So the functionality of knowing about security, authorization, authentication was a big deal. And then also like building an app that lined up with what the customer kind of looked for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I've said that before. Kevin, what do you think?
just a few times. just about this many times.
Yeah, cool. Now, this is Derek. He's a CF grad, but he wants to ask you something. So
he is, yeah. This is cool. So Derek says, how much time did you spend outside of work coding in your first year having a dev job?
So as in probably, I think he means my personal, like doing personal projects.
Were you?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Working? Yeah. There's no bad answer.
Yeah. Not a lot. I did experiment. Well, just because I knew I didn't go into that job knowing I was going to leave really quickly, but I just wanted to keep a portfolio going because you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
So I was working on trying to spin up my own, you know, servers and stuff like that, doing some work on the side. But honestly, probably not much because I was just glad to be, because Coder Foundry, you know, I guess you can put in whatever you want to into it, but I would go all day and then I would go back home at night and work on stuff, and then I work on stuff on the weekend. So I was glad to just be like, okay, now I have my 9 to 5.
I just have a job.
Having the job was a break.
Yes. Yeah. Truly, Coder Foundry was harder than my first job.
Okay, cool. We got a quote here from Adam. I think Adam's is funny about working from home. So I'll push it on there if you don't see it.
What's he say? I don't see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
One of those home manners. Yeah, we don't need you to get on camera, Adam. It's kind of funny. David has a question too. What was the biggest challenge at work as a developer?
Well, it's not the actual coding, I would say, because that is the thing that everyone has in common. That's the thing that you can reach out on Stack Overflow. You can reach out to your old Coder Foundry buddies. You can, you know, I have a limit to how much time I spend on my own looking at a problem before I take it to a senior. But I would say the biggest challenge is just working with other people.
I think so. Yeah.
I could elaborate on that, but I think everyone probably knows.
No, you don't want to call anybody out. But, you know.
Well, I mean everywhere I've gone, you know, and it's not just Coder Foundry, it's not just being a developer. It's, you know, my previous life.
Yeah.
And Coder Foundry is awesome in some ways too when you work by yourself, because it's all you. It's all your decisions. It's all your feedback. So after you've gone 30 rounds on what one div is supposed to look like,
I have a quote that I use internally, like there's always a Frank, and like there's everywhere you go, there's always this guy named Frank that's just hard to work with.
Sorry to all the Franks out there.
I'm sorry, but you can put in whatever name you want. So there's always a Frank. This guy that you're like, oh no, I got to ask him a question. I don't really what to.
Maybe I'll be someone Frank someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's a new T-shirt. Don't be Frank.
Don't be Frank.
Don't be Frank. I like that.
All right, cool.
Here we go. So life. This is our friend Stian. He says, "What do you wish you spent more time learning or doing before getting your first position? Rather, how does one person prepare for the job?" Anything you felt short?
I mean, that I've been thinking about that, like the stuff that that I didn't really know as well, like some SQL stuff, some work control stuff, the Agile Scrum methodology, and I feel like a lot of that stuff you just learn best once you are given a practical assignment on it. Like you can read Git flow tutorials, but until you're actually like branching and merging, and doing all that stuff, like, but I guess the answer to that would be, I don't know. I think if I had maybe just done some more reading, because I'm more of a reading person than I am like a video tutorial person. So I think that would have been nice just to have like one of those big, thick books. I can't remember what the name of the publisher is that makes all those.
O'Reilly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, so honestly, the life, to answer your question, sit outside with a book, because on a computer.
Okay.
And I think I would have enjoyed that.
Okay. Yeah. I think that too. I think you stumbled onto something too that I try to reiterate to a lot of people. A lot of people look in our program and they want us to teach A, B, C, D, E, and F. And so like we have to like kind of like tailor it down so we can get you a job. And I keep telling them like, they're going to pay you to learn the rest of the stuff. And that's what's cool. Someone paid you to learn more SQL. Like, so if you came out and somewhere and you didn't know in SQL, you just had to learn it because they asked you to do something in SQL.
Yeah. And it's so specific to that company's work and what's ever in that database. Like, I don't know how you would mock all that up, like.
Yeah. Right, Here's actually a question related to that too from Yusuf. How do you manage work and learning new stuff? Is it like you learn more new things at the job or spend more time outside of work to learn new stuff?
Well, so there was actually a couple weeks at my first job where my computer wasn't set up yet, which is not that crazy. Like that was the same way at Bank of America. Like sometimes
it's typical.
Getting talent is so hard to find. Like my boss at my second job at one point said to me that there was like a 0% unemployment rate for qualified developers. Like they want you, then they'll get you your computer. But anyway, I spent hours just like reading books on the job. And at Bank of America, they give us time. They require us to spend time learning things. And in addition to that, if I'm just working on something and I don't know how to do it, I mean, I can take a chunk of time to go and read through Stack Overflow and go read through whatever I need to. So if I was going to learn off the clock, it would probably be something that I'm not doing in a project, like some cool, new, crazy stuff.
Okay, cool.
Dino. Apparently that's the new thing that everybody keeps talking about.
Okay, because I was like...
Well, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
I hope so. It's more like my name, if so. I was like, is it Dano, Dino, Deno? I don't know.
I'm guessing. It's a dinosaur logo, so I'm guessing. But I don't know. I'm guessing. Somebody can correct me in chat if you know a better pronunciation.
Right.
But yes, that's the big thing at the minute. Everyone keeps telling us to look at.
So. Yeah.
We're from the South. We tend to mispronounce everything. So like, so Dino sounds good to me. That's how it's
sure. Let's go with it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's like a work style question. Is it more pair programming as a junior dev, or are you sent individually to work on smaller tasks?
I I would say a mixture of both. At my second job, we were spread pretty thin. Everything was so like on fire all the time, and that's partly the nature of what's done there. And then just partly at the time, it was just the team was kind of reorganizing. So I worked alone a lot. I had access to the help I needed, but I did do a lot of that alone. But I would say in my current position, it's about half and half.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Interesting. Here's a good question from Jack. Thanks for the question, Jack. During your first interview, were there any questions that stumped you, whether it be technical or behavioral?
Yeah. It's funny. I really don't mind speaking in front of people. I don't like it. Job interviews don't really like bother me, but for some reason, my very, very first one, I think it was at Coder Foundry, and it's actually where my friend Christina works now, and loves it. I didn't remember, and there will be a moral to this. My advice to you, I couldn't remember document.get element by ID.
Okay.
He asked like, how do you get the ID of an element in JavaScript? And I was like, and there was just nothing happening up here. Like there was just nothing. So I would say, like, before an interview, if you have the tendency to say, like, oh, I know that, like, I don't need to study that, I need to study the harder stuff, definitely study the easier stuff. And special secret, if you don't know, say that you don't know.
Okay, yeah, don't try to make it up.
You're right. It's okay not to know. Don't make it up, because your answer is going to be 10 times worse.
Right.
Well, and my background is in marketing too. Like, my previous life was in marketing, where you're supposed to BS your way through things if you don't know the answer.
Right.
Which you guys taught me was,
just don't.
That's not what you don't know. You don't know. So definitely that was something that I laugh to myself about now that I forgot that.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny. We've all blanked on those things, man. I mean, I've had guys
definitely
from Cortex go interview for contracts, and you send your senior guys out there been there for 20 years. And I can remember they asked him, what happens when you set a variable to another variable inside of C#, and he went, what? And he didn't get it. It's like, it's kind of funny. So it's like, when you convert a string to an int, he just didn't know. He knew, but he just blanked. He just went.
Yeah. It's something about that moment. Like so it happens. Yeah. It happens to everybody. Just try to be human about it, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
There you go. So the consensus is Dino.
Dino.
There's two people here, Dino and Dino. So I'm going to go with Dino.
Like Jessica.
Okay. So there you go. We're going with it. Let's see. What's Adam asking here? Adam, what was your first major failure after getting a job?
Yeah, tell us all the crap that you did wrong.
So I'm finally like healing from the trauma of.
This is 3 years later.
No, this was probably not even 6 months. No, it had to have been 6 months because I've been at this job. So maybe it has been, I don't know, sometime in the last year. I left off the where clause in the production database of a SQL statement, and I updated, I don't know, 2,000, 20,000. I don't know. It was a lot of rows. I set a certain price of something for.
That where clause will get you every time,
That's
man.
Funny.
I'm really lucky because the seniors that I was working with were just like, they laughed about it, they're like, and they all shared their stories of like, times that they did something like that. But I just like popped up from my chair and I was like, I did something bad.
Well, at least you did that and didn't try and hide it.
Yeah.
Like that, you'll just not say anything.
I'll be honest. My first instinct was like, do I just run away?
Right. No, just like pack up my desk right now. I'll see myself out the door.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was like, I think it was lunchtime after that, and I was like, I'm not even hungry.
Yeah. Okay.
At least you didn't delete the database. That's another thing we hear a lot of.
Yes, I love those threads.
Right.
Like,
so I had a call. Like one of my guys called me and that I was friends with, and he was programming, and he called me and he was whispering, and he was actually at Wells, and he goes, dude, like, what do I do? Like, can I roll back or can I control-N-Z a SQL statement? I'm like, no. And I just told him, type this in and go to the backup because he deleted a whole table of like transactions for like Wells. It was like millions.
I probably would have, lost my lunch on that.
He was whispering. I'm like, why are you whispering? They know right now. We just deleted everything. So it's kind of funny.
So did you have to fix your problem, or did you just be like somebody else had to fix it?
Well, so there they had someone, that was taking care of the database. They weren't exactly DBA, but they were, that was the role. And so they had a backup. It wasn't even that day's backup, though. It was like the night before's backup. Luckily, it was, pretty early in the day, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, the circumstance was that I'd been kind of just asked to do something off the cuff.
Right.
And I was like, and it was out of normal procedure.
Yep.
And so it's like, in your gut when you're, kind of in a bad situation.
Yeah. When you said I updated something in production, they shouldn't ask anyone to do that. So they should like update the data and move the data. So anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of cool. That's funny. I like it.
Here's a great question from you, Seth. Thanks for questioning again. How much do you Google things while working?
Constantly.
Yeah.
Well, so Google things, and then additionally, Bank of America has like their own internal like Wikipedia stuff. It's basically most companies should have that, and the ones I work for do. Bank of America is obviously more expensive, but it's like I'm either Googling or I'm Googling through the Bank of America documentation.
Right, of how something should work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And if a senior dev is going to help me with something, I used to be like, that's exactly the search terms I used. But now I just sit there and watch them type the same thing that I searched and maybe click on a different link,
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's funny. Here's another Dino joke we've been making a lot. I believe you need 8 years of Dino's experience to break in nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like 3 days old, this thing.
I saw a Twitter thing yesterday where someone was asking for 2 years of Dino experience, and they were getting ready to launch a project on it. I'm like, that's impossible.
Insane. I saw a Twitter thing this morning, and a guy was asking like, "Oh man, I've been learning Node for the last 6 months. Should I now switch to Dino?" And I'm like, "It's 3 days old. No, what are you talking? What are you even asking this?"
It's like, really caught up in that.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
definitely.
So,
here's a good question. CN has a question too. Was the industry as you imagined, or were there any surprises?
Yeah, I mean, I guess to be honest, I did think it would be a little bit more like, if you've ever seen the show Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I thought there would be a little more of that, but it's more like all my like uncles.
Exactly. There's very few cool people in the IT department.
And I would say, and which is fine. I wouldn't say that's a bad thing or a good thing.
Right.
But everyone is just a lot nicer too. Like you do have the people that are like, let me do everything in the console,
right.
But like everyone is very helpful.
Well, that's good.
Nice.
So it's not a total boys club then. So being a lady in tech, there wasn't any problems with that.
No, not. I mean, I guess I was a little bit spoiled though, like at Coder Foundry, because I did have like my baby geniuses.
Yeah, exactly.
And then at my first job, there were some female developers, which was nice. And I love, obviously, whatever. I like working with anybody, but it's just cool.
Yeah, sure.
It's cool to be able to work with other like female developers, and I don't on my team now. There is one lady, but she's not really a developer. She's kind of like doing the project management.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely, whenever they hire I hear that like someone else is coming on the team. I'm like, I wonder if it'll be another, 30-something like woman like me,
Yeah. So I'm older now, but I remember back in the day when I was working, that being the youngest person on the staff was always a problem, and especially when not only are you younger usually, but it's like by 20 years, like the things a lot of people talk about, you're just like, what? Like,
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like,
yeah,
you're cashing out your 401k. What does that mean?
For what?
I'm 59 and a half. Like, wow. Like, well, wow. So like, that's kind of funny. I mean, like, so I think that would be the big adjustment I would say when I was coming up, was just working with the total difference in age of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at the bank. There's a lot of older people that's just been there their whole life.
Oh my gosh.
30 years.
I didn't know people still work at the same place but people, they have their anniversaries of like 30, 40 years.
Right. I know some people that have been at Wells for 30 years, like as long as I can remember. So it's kind of cool. Wow. Yeah. Cool. You got any other questions? And we're almost out of time.
Let me look here. Jack says Dino isn't going to take over anytime soon. This is a dividing subject.
Jack, you need to define soon. Are you talking about this week or next?
Yeah, exactly.
You could take over next week.
We'll be referring to it as the new Rust here shortly.
Yeah, the new Rust. Yeah.
I don't know what this was in relation to, but try turning it on and off.
Yeah, exactly.
Fixes
the database.
Right? The database. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, just turn it off and on again. That's awesome.
So Raphael wants to know my best mispronunciation. I just did it.
Where are we?
I can tell you the one I got caught out for the most on YouTube was Udemy instead of Udemy. I still can't say it.
Wait, is that wrong?
Huh?
No, Udemy is right. What did you call it?
Udemy.
You're like, oh, it's this close. It's this close.
True.
What did we say that was? It's like a Udemy. It's a mix between Udemy and Unity. It's like this. Like, I don't know.
Udemy. Just go to Udemy and learn some stuff.
Let's see. David has a question. Jessica, when you are sent back in time, would you make the same decisions with the knowledge you have gained so far? Do you see things differently?
Oh, cool.
Would you do it all again?
Would you do it again?
You mean every decision ever? No. I have definitely thought about that a lot. And I would say there were times when I was going through like the French program and other marketing stuff, and I wanted to spend more time doing web stuff, but I didn't know if that was the right thing for me. Like I didn't know if I should be spending my time doing that, if I should focus on other things, but that was what I wanted to do. So that would be one thing I would change. I would have spent more time playing around before I decided to make a career out of it. Okay. But all the experiences that I've had, even when they were frustrating, I felt like they did turn out really good. And I'm really glad that I went to Coder Foundry rather than doing like there's whatever else out there. I'm sure they're all great, but yeah. I had left my job in marketing, and I just said, I'm going to find a training program and I'm going to do this. And so I just took like 2 weeks to really, really figure it out. And I just something, felt right about everything that they had to offer. And so
cool.
You just trust the process. So yeah. Not really, David, I would say. I wouldn't really change anything. I think.
So what's the outlook now? You're probably going to stay at Bank of America for the next 10 years, but like, what do you think you're going to end up doing? What's your goals now? Do you have new goals?
So what I think I want, and in the next like 5 to 8 years would be to be able to like lead a team. Like, I don't know if I need to be heads down developer all day, but I would love to get to the point where I've seen, some of my superiors doing some coding, but maybe doing more of like the people managing side. But I want to get to a point where I can walk, talk the talk, walk the walk. And I've been through a lot of projects so that I can do that.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I think that's going to be something in your wheelhouse for sure.
Cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm not just buttering you up. We knew within the first 3 weeks at Coder Foundry that you were going to do big things. We knew right away. So we could tell.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciated the support of everybody. And I got to work with one of the instructors at my one of my jobs, which was a really cool.
Oh, Rainer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. We're still working on that, by the way. So like, we're still doing that. We're running out new mobile versions of that right now. So
yeah,
kind of cool.
It's been great. It's been a great network too. So
okay.
There's another Coder Foundry graduate working on that too, isn't there? So that's cool.
We got two of them out there. At one point, it was like the whole team was Coder Foundry. So
infiltrating.
Yeah, so like it's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Let's do one more for the road.
Yeah.
Last one. I don't know if it's been asked already, and we haven't talked about it, sorry, but any project you're working on in your free time?
So I'm working on my portfolio. I'm going to try and figure out if I have something right now that I've had for years in WordPress, which isn't, it's a good skill to have, but I'd like to have something, I'd like to build up like my Angular skills.
Okay.
I'm doing some of that at work, but it's Angular JS. So I want to like work on like the, today's modern version.
Right.
And then personally, I'm training for a half marathon.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. That's kind of cool.
Yes, that's my balance. I've tried it. Now that it's getting hot, I get up before work a few times a week and run. So then I don't feel as bad when I'm in front of the screens all day. I love my screens, but I do outside.
Is it a Charlotte half marathon? You doing it there?
So I'm doing a virtual one. I was supposed to go to Vancouver and do it, but they canceled it. So now I'm doing the virtual.
How does that work?
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
You just run it on the same day as everyone else does, and you run 13 miles, or how does it work?
Yeah, well, they actually give you a week to log it through Strava. It's like an app. Yeah, running app. It's a certain time frame in August that you have to just run, which is a lot. It's pretty far. I've not run that far ever, but
right.
That's awesome.
Coder Foundry, I can do that.
Yeah, you can. You can definitely do it. All right, well, cool, Jessica. Thank you for coming out and spending our time with us, and good luck in all the future. And if you ever need anything, just reach back out to us. And
yeah, it's great to catch up with everybody.
Yeah, it's good. Definitely. And tell everyone the baby geniuses I said hello.
Will do.
All right, see you, Jessica.
We'll see you later. Bye.
All right, cool. Awesome.
That was awesome. We got a lot of thank yous here too with Jessica. So thanks, Jessica. And Otis said thanks for your time. It's helpful to hear your experiences. And it's good to hear somebody's experiences that have been through 2 or 3 different jobs post Coder Foundry and what they did and how they moved on and that kind of stuff. I think, and
hopefully if you're sitting out there and you're trying to learn to code, even if you're not coming to Coder Foundry, what it can show you is that it's possible to do, and you can build out this great, fantastic career. You just got to break in the first time.
Yep.
No. So, David said hi. He said thanks.
Yep.
All right, thanks, David.
Definitely. Yeah, that's super cool.
All right, cool.
Raphael says he tells everyone you're your favorite. You're his favorite CEO of Coder Foundry.
Okay, cool.
You're the only one, though.
I'm the only one.
You're also his least favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
He loves and hates you.
It's a binary thing. So
that's funny.
Cool. I like it.
That's funny. Here you go. Here's a question for you. If the virus leads to lots of home-based work, which it will, I can say it will 100%. This is going to change. It will, and it's going to continue.
Right.
Will corporate hacks surge? We're going to have somebody on next week to talk about this kind of topic.
We have a certified hacker coming in next week. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, I would think that how they're monitoring their networks are the same. They're just doing it remotely. So I would say that, and I don't know if it'll surge. I think the people are still watching. They're not just leaving.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
I know people that work at some bigger corporations too in this kind of field, and they've actually been remote this whole time anyway. They were remote anyway.
All right.
So it's like they didn't really disrupt their security kind of stuff.
No. All right, let's get on that meme review. We got a couple minutes here.
Okay. Memes. Yeah, let's look. Let me share
some memes. Continue to put memes in there if you got some coder memes. There's some good ones in there. I liked them.
There was. I'm just gonna share the
whole page.
The little thing here. Yeah, the whole page, because there's some good stuff in here. So we'll start up here. The couple that I liked, I really like. We saw the shoe yesterday. I like this one from Beth. This was good. Because it's just true. My code doesn't work. I have no idea why. My code works. I have no idea why.
Exactly. We all feel that way sometimes.
I've seen various versions of that ones too. Yeah. And this one's David's just dreaming about code.
Dude,
there's a couple of dreaming
David,
ones.
I know this is not actually funny because it's so real. I can't tell you the number of times that I have gone to bed and fixed something and woke up and had to write it down. It's happened to me a ton, like it's kind of fun. Yeah.
There was another one in here too about that same thing. This one's, I think, very particular to India, probably. But it's like some mom yelling at you, "No, we'll marry you if you can't code." I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, like, if you're in India, tell us how true that is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly. And I actually liked down here too. I'm just gonna skip over some of these, but these are all good. We'll probably show some of these another time. But I like this one. It's a classic. It's an old one, but I love it.
Yeah, that's what Jessica was talking about. She didn't test her wear clause. She did it in production. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. There you go.
I always tell clients, my funny thing is clients is like they said, "No, we don't need to test it." And I'm like, "Oh, you're going to test it. It just depends on where you want to test it at. You're going to test it." So this was my favorite. This is my personal favorite right here.
Oh, you like this one?
This is my personal favorite so far.
Okay. So Monitor 112, where's the cursor? That is Jurassic Park too. I love it. Which, there's a cool feature on a Mac that you can have here to find your cursor. Yeah. It makes your cursor bigger when you just shake the mouse.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same on Windows. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's not? Okay.
The most frustrating thing I've had about Mac now is like when I'm in a multi-screen setup. And so I'll put up a browser on one of them and I'll maximize it. And then I've got Teams maximized on my left window. And then I'm trying to drag something up to the top and it won't drag.
Okay.
Because it says these are maximized. You can't drag up here. And I'm like, but I want to drag it on top. It won't. So you have to go like hit the little buttons to get them like.
Yeah, managing Windows is different. There's a little grid application you can use too, which is kind of interesting. I have to send you that.
All right. I need some Mac help still.
Yeah, there's just little things. It's one of those things, which I saw actually, speaking about that, I'll need the same thing with Windows. So I noticed Scott put out a cool little video about like 10 keyboard hacks for Windows 10 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go check that out because there's little things that it is the little things.
Yeah. He also had a video about his new Surface Book 3.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny. It was hilarious. He downloaded
Does he like it?
Yeah, he downloaded as
he has to say he likes it.
He downloaded as much stuff as he could in like 1 hour. Everything that he could think of, he put on it. It was kind of funny.
Okay, interesting. Damien's here. Hey, Damien. Damien's a former Coder Foundry student too, graduate who
he's working
at the minute.
Yeah, he's doing good.
I put the link down here in chat, Damien, so you can see it. Cool. It's this one right here.
Yeah. Discord. See if we can get up to 100. See if you can get us to 100. Invite your friends, your mom. We need 10 people to join the Discord channel.
Need 10 people to join the Discord channel.
Make a fake account.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here's that. I think this is the same app that I was using. Maybe Magnets on Mac OS.
Tech Rally.
Yeah, that allows you to. Oh, okay, Spectacle. I don't know. Yeah, I think Magnets was the one that I was using. I think.
Yeah.
But it allows you to drag to the top, and you can maximize something. You drag to the side, you can split your windows.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's interesting. Should be built into the OS, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, Tech Rally says use Spectacle.
Yeah, Spectacle for Windows.
Okay.
There you go.
Try it out. Try it out,
Yep.
Tech Rally.
Yep.
I'll make a video on Spectacle. Put it out. So.
Let's see. What else do we have?
Yeah, we may end a little early today. So.
Oh, that's fun. We can do that. I can have an early lunch. I can go eat my little snack.
Remember to send us some snacks from overseas. I'm
gonna put the details. Let's put them on. We'll put them in Discord. I'll make a snacks channel, maybe.
Yeah. And if you want to send us a link, we'll buy them. You don't, or if you want to send them to us, you can.
Yeah, just tell us what they are, and we'll take a look, see if we can get them here. We have some international places here.
But if you're gonna spend your last dollar sending us snacks, don't do that. Just send us a link.
Yeah.
We can buy snacks. It might take 3 months for them to get here, but
maybe these things take a month. And they're not from that far away. So, yeah. What's Damien say? Says, this is awesome job. Oh, it's okay. So Damien joined it. That's cool.
Spread it around.
Said they can't attend.
Okay. Cool.
I'm going to say can't attend Coder Foundry. Yeah, we're not international yet. Maybe someday. What does this say? Counting moms, we need 4 more people to hit 100. So
4 more people. Okay,
there you go. Cool. So that's cool. Yeah,
David's got a real interesting thing. You know what, David? We bring this up because me and Kevin were talking about that this morning. This very thing. It's funny that you would guys want me to comment on a portfolio.
Oh yeah.
we may set something up to do that. I don't know how many of these I can do, but there may be coming in the future where maybe it won't be necessarily me, but maybe one of the staff from Coder Foundry. So we have a lot of staff members. But I would like to do some more portfolio reviews if it helps you guys out. And then I'll try to look at them. So I don't know how many I can do, but I can do some of them.
We thought about launching. We talked about having it as like a service, like a paid service.
Service if you want me.
Like
it'd be cheap though. So
right.
But we're talking about that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, put it in Discord too, and we've definitely talked about it. We'll probably seriously consider it if you guys are interested in that.
It should be awesome.
Okay, you ready to wrap this up?
Yeah. So I think I think we should.
Okay. So if this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. We super appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you've been here before, we thank you for coming back too. If you're interested in Coder Foundry, you can go to coderfoundry.com/job roadmap. You can sign up for our email list there, and you get all of our mailings when we send them out. You'll also get the 5 steps to breaking in. If you're interested in joining the virtual cohort, which we are 100% virtual at the moment, you can go to coderfoundry.com/virtual and find all the details you need right there.
And next week, you'll be here next week. We do have some really cool guests coming. I do know that a guy that I got my ethical hacking certificate from this guy that's coming out next week. And he's going to talk about ethical hacking and how to break into the cybersecurity industry. We've got a couple of authors, and I don't know if I can say this. Natasha would kill me. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Like, we believe. Should I say it?
Nah, she's going to kill you.
All right. Yeah. Someone from Riot Games is going to be here. So so one of the devs. And so guys, if you're into League of Legends or something like that, we're hoping that they show up and come in. So we want to talk to them about Riot, what they're doing, and that kind of stuff. So if you're into gaming, that'd be a good. We'll announce that once the date gets solidified. If it doesn't happen, that's on me. But
blame you now.
I'm excited about it, though. That's kind of cool. So, but anyway, thanks a lot for coming. Good luck, guys, and keep on coding.
See you. What are we? Friday? We'll see you Monday.
See you Monday.
See you Monday. Bye.